Welcome back to Roaming the World with you. Today we're doing something a little bit different and we're testing out a FPV drone. This drone in particular is the Tinyhawk Lite made by EMAX USA. Full disclosure, they sent us this drone to review. And it was my very first time flying an FPV drone. So at first I'm not really gonna know what I'm talking about, but stick with us and we hope that you enjoy today's video. We got a box from EMAX USA, and we're gonna open it. All right, okay. I didn't expect this to be this big, but here we go. Oh, here we go. So it is the Tinyhawk Lite FPV combo. It's a small drone that is for first-person viewing, FPV. Let's take a look at what comes in the box. I mean, you have this little diagram on the back here that shows exactly what's in the box. But let's see for ourselves. I am not a professional drone flyer. I am kind of just used to flying one drone right now. And so this will be me as a beginner coming into this drone FPV space. I've never ever flown one of these. I've seen videos online. It's actually a very nice box. I like it. All right, first things first, we've got the drone itself. Here we go. All right. We have, oh, wow. The EMAX chip thing here. I'm gonna have to read the directions because I've never had to do anything like this before. And we have some extra propellers and some other little attachments. And then the star of the show, the remote. Oh gosh. Oh. All right. Okay. We have the remote in all of its glory here. There's more things in the box, so we'll go through those things too. The EMAX E8 transmitter. I just call it a remote, but here we go. So this is that. Does it come with batteries? Probably tells me on the packaging, but I'm going to look anyway. Yes, it does. It comes with a battery. And they're preserving that battery with the little sticker that prevents it from consuming battery. It actually feels very sturdy. Sensitive, though. Yeah, I'm going to need this in beginner mode. But there's 3 different switches. It goes beginner mode, intermediate, expert mode. We're keeping it hard on beginner mode. Oh, disarm and arm drone. Okay. So there's 3 different switches for disarming and arming it. Okay. All right. So that is the first layer of what's in this box. Now the second layer, there's a lot of pieces here. Oh, there's directions that come with this too? Oh, no. This just tells you mode switching, press the power switch and the L1 plus button at the same time to turn on D8 mode. Okay. We're going to go through all this other directions later. So we have a bunch of items here. We have some screws. There is some assembly required. An Allen key, charge cable, and then a stand mount. We're going to be learning a lot about drones today. And now what is this? Ooh, do we have stickers? Okay, this is an antenna, 2 antennae. I believe those connect to the controller. So here we go. Yeah, we do have some stickers. Very cool. All right. So yeah, we got some EMAX sticker here. We have a warning label. Do not power aircraft on a long time without flying. Okay, we have some other stuff. Follow the instructions to assemble and operate this product in a proper way. Please avoid dropping or collision with the product. All right, pretty standard stuff. I will go through all of this off camera because I need to know everything there is to know about this. Finally, the goggles. This is kind of like a VR headset in that you can just put this on like that. Then you adjust the straps for comfort. but what you see is going to be what the drone's doing. Now, this is the part that's new for me. I've never done this first person drone business before. But yeah, oh wow. It has EMAX on the front of it. That's cool. You got the brand there. It has EMAX on the straps. It feels very high quality. It feels sturdy. It feels strong. Obviously, I'd have to play with the bands a little bit to get it just a little bit more snug. I'm also not sure if my nose is supposed to be in it or not. Probably feels more comfortable if my nose is in it. And then, yeah, and then you would just adjust the straps. And yeah, I literally cannot see anything except for what would be the screen. So there is that. So that's it for the box. Let's just take a look at what's supposed to, okay. You can actually use this a couple different ways. Okay, so there's goggles, use as display, does not include tripod, or you could fly it like attached to the remote, which actually is very cool. I'd probably want to do that at least for the first flight, is use it like a regular remote, but I don't know. It's an FPV drone. I kind of feel like you should do the goggles for an authentic experience. Let me just get all of this other stuff out of the way. So let's just see the entirety of what we're working with. You have the goggles, you have all these little components, antenna that I'm going to attach, extra propellers and other things that I will soon understand. This EMAX chip here, the actual drone, and the remote. So, okay, yeah. So this is where I imagine you could slide in the mount situation, which I think is this actually. Yeah. You know what? While we're here, let's give it a try. We are going to be flying this thing. I'm not sure where I'm going to be flying this, but we will be flying this. So I just want to see if this slides in the way I think it does without reading any directions or knowing what I'm doing at all. I will play with this later. And now we have a little bit better of a view of everything that comes in the box. There are some attachments down at the bottom. I'm going to familiarize myself with all of these pieces and then hopefully we'll fly this thing. So it's been a little while. I have sort of figured out a little bit more about this drone. I watched some videos. So now my understanding is that, well, I also read through the manual a little bit. I'm still not sure what to do with this thing. And the more I read, the less sure I am. But the drone is actually ready to fly. All I needed to do was make sure that it was fully charged. And once I connect these two cables, there we go. It's effectively on. Now, I also learned that if you leave this on for too long before flying, it might overheat. So I'm going to be careful not to leave it on for too long. It also needs to be armed. So the switch here, that action right there will arm it. And you have to make sure that you have the throttle all the way down before you arm it. The other switches, I'm not really going to mess with on the back. I don't think I need them. There's a lot of FPV specific language that I haven't really learned. Oh, I also got this screen connected to the actual remote or radio, as I've now heard it called. So there's quite a bit to learn, but the way that EMAX has set this up, you are basically able to go in blind, and a lot of these things here to the side are really just to help you replace parts or fix something if it goes wrong. There's extra bands here for the battery. The battery is connected with these bands down at the bottom. So all those things are ready to go. Now, what I do need to make sure I do is charge everything to 100%. All right, so I'm going to charge everything to 100%, and then we are going to get flying. All right, I can barely get this thing off the ground. I'm hoping I didn't damage the propellers or something. Oh, Oh, okay, okay, all right. Okay, I got it. I got it like 30 feet away that time. This is way harder than it looks. Way, way harder than it looks. Oh. Okay, that was the best flight yet. That was great. I'm really not using the headset because I'm not like far enough away yet, but this is good. Okay, it's really windy today, so. I'm finding it really hard to control, but it's fun to fly for sure. It's nothing like any other drone I've ever flown before. I see why people get into this competitively. It takes a lot of skill. You gotta up the throttle, you gotta kind of know what you're doing a little bit to keep it in the air. This just flew halfway across the field, crashed in, and it's like still good to go. It still took off again. So I'm gonna try and launch it one more time, but I think the battery's soon gonna die, so here we go. Okay, just hit it straight into a pole. The battle damage. So it has been a week, and I've spent this past week learning more about this drone, getting more comfortable with it. One thing I will say, I've learned a lot more about FPV drones in general, both from doing research and practicing and crashing and flying and all of the things. So here's what the main takeaways. One, this is a charging device. In the beginning of the video, I did not know what this was, but this is basically just a USB and it plugs into the loose cable on the drone. Okay, so that's how you charge the drone. I was charging with this back here, and I kind of learned that unless the wires are connected that it won't really charge. But it's weird because it also turns on the drone. So I decided the best way to charge it is to use this right here. That just makes it easy. I think the camera or something might be powered from this separately, but I actually don't know. I do not know. The best way to charge the battery is with the USB device. So that is that. Next up, when you're flying this FPV drone, which I've learned is fantastic for the price point and the battery life that you get, this drone is fantastic. I've learned that many of these starter FPV drones don't have a lot of the features that this drone has. So I will say that. With this, when you're taking off, you can punch the throttle up a little bit, but you really want to keep your movements light and slow. There's a lot of correcting that happens with camera drones that, you don't have to really think about, but this requires some fine-tuned control. A lot of people use 2 fingers to move the throttle up and down, right? This side being your throttle, right? So this is your throttle. You want to slowly move it around, right? And that'll help, right? And then of course this other stick controls the tilt. So I've learned a whole lot and I'm still getting used to it. I'm able to fly pretty level in a straight line. I cannot hold a single position with the drone. I'm still working on that. But I'm able to fly indoors pretty comfortably, and it's no big deal if you smack into a wall or something. You kind of can flip right over, get right back up. I've changed a propeller and it wasn't that hard. I don't think I even really needed to change it. These things are very durable. I've crashed it on a super high ceiling and it has fallen to the ground and it survived. I can't recommend this drone enough. As a starter drone, from what I've seen, it is great. I'm now actually curious to try other drones and see how they do. But yeah, as an entry-level FPV drone, this is fantastic. The EMAX Tinyhawk Lite is a great starter drone, and it might have gotten me into a new hobby. We'll see how that goes. This could be something that helps us enhance our travel footage and get more interesting shots and more than just the same standard tracking drone shots that I normally get. I'm excited to
to see where we go from here. But that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.